Greetings everyone, this is Sky Earth Goddess. I'm back with another video. I just wanted to hop on here really quickly and talk about the current Sonya Massey case that is buzzing around on the internet, and also cases that are similar to hers. I also wanted to talk about and make people aware about the PSYOP activity that is coming from our quote-unquote government and the people who are the quote-unquote higher ups in society. And it's not only affecting people who look like me, but it's affecting pretty much the general population of the U.S. So I really wanted to come up here mainly and talk about PSYOPs. So the whole thing with the Sonya Massey case, what I need people to stop doing is giving energy to it. We have to stop giving energy to these incidents where there is some type of innocent person of color and then some type of law enforcement individual who does something wrong to this person of color, because these are opportunities for them to trigger you on purpose and get you to react a certain way or get you to be distracted. And I'm not sure if other people have picked up on this, but I picked up on this years ago. There has been 1 to 2 PSYOPs every year since the Trayvon Martin PSYOP. A PSYOP is something that the government, the Illuminati, the higher ups, the elite, whatever you want to call them, they do it. They create a storyline, a narrative. They create an incident in order to keep you distracted or give your emotional energy to, or keep you under duress and under stress. And if you pay attention to the pattern, there has been consistently 1 to 2 PSYOPs every single year since Trayvon Martin. If you go back and look up, start with Trayvon Martin, and there's been 1 to 2 PSYOPs. Most of these PSYOPs are racially motivated PSYOPs between a person of color, preferably quote unquote black, and some type of law enforcement individual. And people say, well, this stuff just keeps happening. It's not happening over and over and over. You have to realize there's a pattern. These people are putting people under MK Ultra mind control. They are hiring people called crisis actors, who are actors and actresses that work for the government, to create these fake stories. And then you see them on the news, and then you react to it how they want you to react. So what I'm saying is, with this whole Sonya Massey situation, we have got to stop putting our energy on it. The story is not a real story. It's something that was placed together so that it could happen a certain way, so that it could happen and have a certain result, so that it could make the news, so that it could trigger you. And every time they do these PSYOPs, my people are the first people to fall for the PSYOP. They're the first people to scream there's some kind of injustice, and then there's this whole Black Lives Matter rant. The whole thing is meant to get a reaction out of you. You guys have to pay attention to the patterns. You have to pay attention to the signs. I'm to the point where I hear a story like this and I know it's a PSYOP. I know that it was done purposely in order to trigger us and make us feel a certain way. But it's like most of society is not getting this. Most of society is not seeing a pattern. Think about how the world was prior to Trayvon Martin, how quote unquote America was versus after. There were incidences of injustice, but they weren't happening nearly as frequent. This stuff started taking off with Trayvon Martin, boom, like back to back every year. And that's not a coincidence. The government are doing these incidents on purpose. Sometimes people are getting killed and hurt. Sometimes it is crisis actors who are playing a character. Sonya Massey has an uncanny resemblance to Sandra Bland, and they both lived in the same state. That's not a coincidence, you guys. That is something that everybody should be looking into, and no one is looking into. They really might be both the same crisis actor who was hired to play two roles during two incidences to spark confusion and mayhem in the American public. These are actors. A lot of times these things are staged, and everything is always on body cam video. Everything always magically is on body cam video, or some bystander magically gets these incidences where they're hurting Black people on camera. And then this makes it onto the news, and then everybody just falls for it all over again. And no one is paying attention. Stop giving your attention to these Black Lives Matter moments. Stop giving your attention to these instances. They're going to keep doing it if you keep giving attention to it and give your energy to it and talking about it over and over on your platform. So I'm here to address not only the Sonya Massey case, but all these PSYOPs. Trayvon Martin was a PSYOP. All of these incidences where there's injustice and us getting killed and things like that, they're PSYOPs. They're either fake stories with actors and actresses that are made to look real on body cam video, or they are stories that are somewhat real, but they were set up a certain way to get a reaction out of the public. Either way, it's controlled. It's not a natural occurring thing. There is a pattern here. This has been happening every year since Trayvon Martin. There's always some kind of PSYOP story that happens. It never fails. Never, ever, ever fails. And then they have people on the internet saying, say her name. No, when you say her name, you are giving energy to that name. You are giving emotional energy to the story, which gives them more power. You don't realize how much power you have when you say Black Lives Matter, which is actually a curse. When you say the names of these people who have died at the hands of injustice or whatever, you're saying their name and you're putting your energy on the event, which is causing more trauma on the public and giving them more energy to feed off of you. We have to do better than this and vibrate higher than this. We can't keep doing this. This is ridiculous. And I know I'm not the only one that has figured out and see this is a pattern. This has been happening every year. Go back and look at it. Just everybody stop and think. This has been happening every year. And he'll be like, well, it's getting worse, because no, it's not getting worse. These are rigged. All these things are rigged. These are what you call PSYOPs. I need everyone to stop what they're doing and look up PSYOPs. They are doing these on purpose. These crisis actors are real actors. Trayvon Martin is a crisis actor. He is still alive. He's just in hiding. A lot of these stories where they got killed by the police and somebody ran up on somebody and all these things happen, and this guy got shot by police, and this happened over here with this lady in her house, and this person, they be actors. They're actors hired by the government. Just because they look like you don't mean that they're always on your side. They have their own stock of actors and actresses who look very relatable, who are hired to play out these stories. And I'm telling you, the Sandra Bland case and Sonya Massey, look at their pictures. They look very similar. They are the same crisis actor. So we got to stop falling for these PSYOPs. Please stop falling for these PSYOPs. It's getting old, and it seems like I'm the only person that can see a pattern. Maybe because I'm vibrating on a certain frequency, I'm the only one that can really see what's going on with my third eye. But we need to wake up to this and stop, because it's 2024 and there's no excuse for people to still be wrapped up in this and wrapped up in these PSYOP stories over and over and over again. We should be rolling our eyes and going on with the rest of our lives instead of putting our energy and giving our energy to this nonsense. Stop it with the Black Lives Matter, and stop it with giving your energy to these PSYOPs. They're feeding off of you and they are laughing at you. All right. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.